Okay, so I'm going to make a video on what I've been wearing this winter. It's been a lot of different temperatures this winter. We've been to 0 and up to 50 degrees. So I'm going to show you everything I've worn this winter, including the really cold stuff. I'm going to start out with the basics, and then we're going to go into all the other stuff. So if you forget the basics, rewind to the beginning of the video and we'll go over those again. You can go over those again because that's the most important thing. And then all this other stuff, it'll start to get complicated towards the end. Remember, the beginning is the right part. Okay, I'm going to put this down so I can just lay it out there for you. Okay. So we're going to start with the shoes. This has been the best purchase I've made this year, I think. Yeah, this is what really got me riding in the winter, was these Shimano shoes, winter shoes. I don't know the model number. I think it's M8081 or something like that. But they're just awesome. Complete workhorses. So they're going to be at the bottom. I use those every single ride. I might use them in the spring even. They're great. And then, of course, the next best thing is a thick pair of wool socks. Any brand will work. I'm using Defeat Woolly Bullies. Oh, by the way, on the shoes, buy them an extra size larger because you want to be able to fit a lot of socks in there, and you don't want constricted. Everything needs to be loose so you don't constrict your blood flow. So we got some good thick wool socks. These are the basics. Working our way up. On the legs, I like to use some knee warmers. Just basic synthetic Pearl Izumi. You know, they're probably pretty cheap. I'm sure you could use some wool ones if you wanted to. And then this is a real necessity, a nice thick, what do you call it, bib tight. Insulated, thick bib tight. This is another Pearl Izumi product. I got this one for like in the springtime at the outlet store for something like $70 or $100, you know, which it's an incredible deal. So, you know, springtime shopping for winter clothes is good. Working our way up. Base. Just a base shirt. This used to be a long sleeve shirt, and I cut the sleeves off because I didn't like it as a long sleeve, but it's really great as a base shirt with the sleeves cut off. It's a craft shirt. It's synthetic. Wool would be fine there too, because I do like wool a lot. And as a matter of fact, my next layer is wool, and this shirt has been awesome. A full zipper, long sleeve wool shirt that I bought at REI on sale for like about $70, but you know, I use it like every ride, so it's awesome. And then a coat, a real workhorse coat like this, kind of heavy duty, full zip of course, pockets in the back. This is a Gore one, but you know, you get what, it's kind of like, it's probably semi-waterproof, or it's water resistant. You know, it's not, we're going to get into water stuff later, but it's a wind stopper fabric. And that's my kind of go-to coat in the winter. And and of course you need a little hat. I have this, I have lots of different hats. I just use this one for the video. This is a little wool, smart wool hat. I really love this one. It's a PhD one. I think it's great. Put that up at the very top. And another thing from Smart Wool I love is the neck gaiter. It's just so great to have a wool wrapped around your neck when it's cold out. Okay. And then some really warm gloves. These are Sugoi Firewall XT, I think. Firewall is the main thing, Sugoi. Those are great. Full finger gloves so you can shift and everything. Okay, that's your basic kit. That's, you know, and that's a lot of money to get this kit, you know. But you build this, I've built this up over years, and just this year I kind of got the last bits figured out. Now I can ride down to 0 degrees. Not with this kit. This kit, as it sits right here, is like in the 30s and 40s, basically. If it gets a little bit warmer, like into the 50s, you can start to pare down. Like instead of, say, this heavy coat, you could go to a lighter coat like this one from Segoy, which is actually kind of got some breathable fabric in the rear and more of a wind fabric on the front. And that's a really good coat to substitute for a say 50-degree day in the 50s. And if it's not so cold, you can substitute these heavy gloves for some lighter weight, full finger, but still insulated gloves like these Pro Izumi ones. There goes my cat. And also, if it was warmer, you could do a shorter length on the pants. You know, this is one of my favorites here. The Gore, you know, it just goes below the knee, and it's not really insulated. No, it's probably kind of a thick fabric, but it's not really insulated. I think it's a wind stopper. I don't know. But let's go back to, so that was if it was a little warmer. I'm going to go back to the heavy gloves and the regular coat. Back to the regular kit for a minute. Okay, so we did the little bit warmer kit. Now we're back to our regular kit. And also another thing I always bring with me on just about every ride, unless I'm wearing a shell, is this really lightweight shell that can pack. I mean, this thing can, you know, you could put it in a jersey pocket if you needed to. I shove it in a larger portion of my backpack, but this is just a little Castelli thin shell. It's not even waterproof, but it's a good windbreak. You know, if you throw this on top of this coat, then instead of going down to into the 30s, suddenly you can go into the teens, because that barrier makes an insulating layer between the two coats. It's really great to have a lightweight shell all the time. Now, if it rains, what I'll do is probably take a kit like this and just throw some knee length, I like these Endura, just past the knee waterproof pants, and a Pro Izumi waterproof shell. And that's all you do for rain around here, Bend, because we don't really get that much rain. If I'm doing trail work, I'll wear long pants like these or some other pair of long pants, and then I'll throw on these Endura shorts because they're like corduroy, really tough. So if you're messing around with, you know, moving trees and stuff, you're safer with a heavier thing on. It's still just past the knee. It doesn't go all the way down to the ankle, but the pant does go down to the ankle, because I know most trail organizations want you to be covered, and there's good reason. You don't want to get yourself all cut up. Okay, now we talked about warmer and trail work and rain. Now colder. Like I said, this kit just basically gets you into the 30s and 40s. If you're going to go into the 20s or teens or single digits, I've got some other options. First thing is, if it's just getting a little colder, I might forego the main coat, instead put on a lightweight down coat and a coat like this is a waterproof shell that I got this year. So this thing's brand new, basically. I don't even know who makes it, but it doesn't really matter. It's a waterproof shell, and that right there, the down coat and the water, that does a really good job in say the teens, probably. So that's one step colder. Now, if it's really, you know, like coldest it can be, kind of thing, what you do is you take your regular kit and you add a few things. Down at the feet, you add 2 more socks. These are thin wool socks. These are Defeat. They're both Defeat Woolly Bullies, and then these lightweight ones, I don't know. But you put them both on them because these shoes fit, you know, bigger than they need to be. It'll fit. And you can put toe warmers in there too. Hot Hands makes toe warmers, and these are hand warmers. But you might want to put some toe warmers in if it's like 0 degrees. 2 socks and toe warmers. And that cold, as we come up the legs, we still got the knee warmers and the insulated thick pants. And now I'm adding an outer shell pant. This one is, it's got like the front side is kind of a wind fabric, and the backside is a little more breathable. This is by Segoy. It's kind of a loose-fitting garment. You know, it's more like you can wear it almost casually. I think I have in some instances. It's awesome. And then on the top, you see we took off the main coat. We still got our base layer and wool shirt. Now, if you're really seriously going to be cold, I have actually worn a full real down coat and a regular North Face big shell. You can wear that riding if it's really cold. And if it's really cold, up top now we put a little wool glove under our thick insulated gloves, and we have hand warmers in there. And in addition, at the top, in addition to our hat and our neck gaiter that we already had, now we're also adding a balaclava, or whatever they're called. It wraps around your head, goes down your neck. You're using this in conjunction with the hat and the neck gaiter. That is a really warm kit. All of this being said, I get cold easier than most people, so understand, some people, this is kind of the maximum. Nobody gets colder than me, so if you get warm, all of these things you can do a little less. So I think just to, I'll throw off the really cold stuff and you know, put you back to the regular coat there at the end. Take off the extra pants, and that's pretty much back to the extra socks and the balaclava, extra glove, and that's back to the regular kit there, basically. So that's my winter riding gear. I don't know if my head's been cut off this whole video. Anyway, I've been having a good year out there, so I thought I'd share what I'm doing with clothing. Okay.